Hi guys, so I just finished all of the zodiac tarot readings. So I'm here to upload this additional video about the lunar and solar eclipse happening on August 7th and then on August 21st. The August 7th lunar eclipse supermoon is in Aquarius, and the moon happening on the 21st is the total solar eclipse happening in Leo. So I did my best to stress how important these aspects were in the zodiac videos, but I actually learned information in between time. Like after I recorded the first half of the zodiac, I had learned some things before I recorded the second half. So I wanted to record this additional video. Also because the Pisces and Aquarius video, I think the Leo video got pretty long as well. And it's very ironic because those are the three signs that this is affecting on just it's affecting everybody. And I tried to, in the individual videos, explain how it was going to affect you. But in this video, I'm going to explain what these mean in a general sense. I mean, in a broad term. Because I had this kind of epiphany the other night when I was sleeping. And it came to me when I thought about the ritual that I'm going to do on the 7th. Aquarius is a very important energy, okay? So we basically have the mixing of the Aquarius South Node and the Leo North Node, making this even more important to our destiny. Apparently my neighbors think so too because they're yelling. I don't know if you can hear, but anyway. So yeah, we have this North and the South Node activation happening in August. So what I'm going to do, like I was saying, Aquarius is a very interesting sign. It's the 11th house. So basically, you guys, we have a lunar eclipse, super moon, and it's going to be full moon on the 7th. This is a full moon. When a moon is full, it's filled with light. And, you know, it goes back into the back in the days when they would walk fields without actual street lights. The full moon, especially the harvest moon, is very bright. So people would be able to find their way based off of the moon's light. So metaphorically, a full moon, you know, it sheds light on things. It shows you awareness, depending on what house it's in for you. So we have this super moon on the 7th, you guys, and it is an Aquarius moon. So this moon is going to be dancing with Aquarius energy. So it's all about the community, the 11th house. Okay, if you look up and research the 11th house in astrology, it talks about community, it talks about humanity, it talks about the groups of people that we associate with, our friends, peers that we work with. So, you know, me being a spiritual Pisces, you know, for a very long time now, ever since I've known about this eclipse happening, well, since I thought it was just a full moon at first. So ever since I've known about this full moon, I try to do something for every full moon because I'm aware of the magic that happens and of the beautiful cycles of the moon. I take advantage of that. So I am going to be doing a ritual on this full moon. And what I mean by ritual is, you know, I write my thoughts. I turn on some nice meditation music. I have incense that I pick up at any spiritual shop. I have moon incense. They smell very lovely. And that's just my extent of my rituals. I don't sacrifice chickens or anything like that. I light a candle, especially because it's Leo season. Very, very beautiful for fire energy. To light any kind of candle, white ones for purity, red ones for love. You can do tons of research on that. And then incense are working with the air element. So for this to be an air and fire opposition, it's very nice to combine candles with incense. So I'll be doing some things like that. So for this full moon, it's since it's happening in Aquarius and since it's happening in my 12th house, I am going to hone in on the people in my life. I'm going to be doing some writing, okay? You just write these things down. The power of your handwriting and of your words are very, very unique to you. So to write your intentions, your goals, and your dreams and wishes onto a piece of paper and to meditate over that piece of paper when there's a full moon, to actually burn that piece of paper, especially with the fire element, especially with the eclipse happening in Leo, I will definitely be doing some spiritual burnings. When you burn certain things out of your life, if you have an old thing from an ex, you burn it, okay? And it releases to ash into the universe. It goes from one form, it transforms with fire and passion, always with love, of course, with no hate in your heart, especially with a Leo eclipse, but we'll talk about that next. With this Aquarius eclipse on the 7th, you guys, My advice to you is to just focus on what house this is happening for you. And I have all the zodiac videos where I talk about what house this is happening in. For Aries, it's happening in the 11th house. Very good for Aries to do because this is your 11th house. Very good for Aquarius to do. So it's interesting to apply this, okay? So we know that this moon is all about community. So where we live, the community we live in, the people in our community, the people we work with, people we surround ourselves with, groups of people, right? Because Leo is more of a childlike energy. It's more of a single energy. There's a reason Leo and Aquarius are opposites. Okay, so these energies are going to be mixing this month. So for the 7th, that's what I'm going to do. I know that Aquarius falls in my 12th house. So I'm going to be, this eclipse for me means to think about who I involve myself with subconsciously. Does that make sense? So if you go ahead and you pick a sign, so let's just say Capricorn. Capricorn is going through 2nd house eclipse because it goes Capricorn, Aquarius. To find out, you just count how many signs you are away from a sign, but you always have to count you. Okay, so Capricorn, Aquarius. And if it was Sag, it'd be Sag, Capricorn, Aquarius. So Sagittarius is going through a 3rd house eclipse with this Aquarius one. And, Capricorn is going through a 2nd. Sag, 3rd, Capricorn, 2nd. So for Capricorn, just as an example, Capricorn energy will be going through, you have to apply community, humanity, groups of people with whatever house you're experiencing this in. So for Capricorn, you may be thinking about the people that are mixed in with your finances. So the people you work with is a good one because that involves both the Aquarius energy and 12th house energy. So you both basically have to mix the two. For me as a Pisces, I have to mix my subconscious with an eclipse. And you have to know what sign that eclipse is happening into. So I know it's Aquarius. I know that's the 11th house. Oh, okay. So it's my subconscious, the people I involve, the groups of people in my subconscious. It's subconscious relations with groups of people. That's a very tricky one, and that's why I'm gonna write down some subconscious things related to the group and community that I'm around, some strifes and negative energy, and I'm gonna burn it. I'm going to burn it out into the universe, see it turn to ash, and just take advantage of this eclipse happening. And I have a few notes here about an eclipse, okay? So we know that eclipses are when the sun and the moon and the earth align, right? There's going to be some blocking of light, and this is the universe actually blocking light. Light is a thing that's often blocked, right? It travels in a straight path until it's blocked. And you know that light also bends in water. Interesting. So the sun and the moon and the earth are going to align at the time of these eclipses. The sun is what you're aware of. The moon is what you feel. Earth represents your earthly standpoint, logic. Earth can represent the physicalness of it. Earth is where we are, right? So earth and the sun and the moon. So how we feel, what we see, that is all going to be aligned. And there's going to be this moon and sun opposition, like every full moon. And when I see eclipse, it looks like there's a ring of light, but it's like a new moon almost because it's dark. So, I was actually researching about this before this moon, and other words for eclipses are blocking, cover, conceal, darken. There was even some information about occult energy, stuff like that. Like, there are some groups of people that really understand what these eclipses mean. And it's a weird feeling because it's a mixture of both light and dark energy. So we are going to be learning a lot around this time, you guys, about the light in us, the dark in us, the dark in other people, the light in other people, the dark in situations, the light in situations, and we're going to have to find a steady balance. Unfortunately, we're not as circular and put together and complete as the planets. There's a reason why the planets are round, because it represents a circle of completion. We are pieces of that planet being represented by that. Okay, so I'm kind of represented by Neptune. I'm kind of represented by Jupiter because those are my ruling planets, but I'm not Neptune or Jupiter. So what I'm saying is it's a lot easier for the planets to do these things without arguing than it is for us humans to. So be careful around the 7th and the 21st when the moon and the sun are mixing. The way we feel and what we're aware of are usually separate things. Okay, and around these moons they're going to collide and intertwine with each other. The moon reflects the light from the sun. okay? And there's going to be something that blocks that. So we have to be careful of the things getting in the way of our awareness. This is a positive and a negative thing. It's all about how you choose to alchemize with these situations. It's all about what you choose to do on the 7th and what you choose to do on the 21st. It drives me crazy to know that there's going to be someone, you know, just watching American Idol or The Voice on the 7th. It's like, do you know that there's an eclipse outside? Like, aside from actually seeing this eclipse and going outside, this energy is going to be insane. So it's really about what you decide to do, you guys. Whatever you like to do around full moons and eclipses is up to you. I just know that this is intense and life-changing no matter what. That's why I do these videos, you know, so that in hopes certain people who need this information or are drawn to this video can watch this, you know. I know I find a lot of information on YouTube. So I felt the need to upload this video because we have that lunar eclipse. Just keep in mind that it's about community, people, groups, humanity. So I would really encourage you to watch my astrology videos. Find your sun sign, find your moon sign, and figure out what 2 areas of your life are going to be colliding. Because for me, it's my Taurus moon and my Pisces sun, all right? So, you know, you also want to apply this to your sun and your moon. I believe that that would be smart to do because these are the energies that will be shaken up in you. The sun is involved with this moon. Usually it's just a sun-moon opposition with a full moon every month. But August brought in this eclipse energy. These eclipses start in August, so it's on and popping. So you really want to be focusing on your community and the people around you, the groups of people you associate with, this 11th house energy on the 7th, because that is what the moon, that's the song the moon is singing, all about groups. It's all about Aquarius energy right now. And for Aquarius, this is about your awareness. So you need to, you know, your sun is involved in this, Aquarius. So you're going to need to be reflecting on how you share what you're aware of with the groups of people you're associated with, what you're aware of in these groups of people. And you're an Aquarius, so you know more about groups of people and humanity and communities more than any of us, right? So that's the Aquarius energy. And the best way to understand the lunar eclipse and the whole blockage of the sun and everything like that is to apply it to your 11th house. Apply it to the energies that the 11th house represents. And doing that has really brought me a lot of clarity. I know what I'm supposed to do now. I know that it's about my subconscious connections to the people around me, and there's a lot of things I need to release and let go of and burn so that I can have my subconscious back. So it'd be interesting to do this for each sign so that you can apply this group energy, you know, because groups are the opposite of us. We are single souls. But when we involve ourselves with groups and things like that, you know, it becomes more energy. So it's interesting, you know, groups of people are important. People we associate ourselves with are important. You know, your vibe attracts your tribe. So it's time to take a closer look at the community that we are living in. It's time to take a closer look at the groups of people we associate with. And that's what this first eclipse is going to be about, okay? And alright, so the total solar eclipse on the 21st, happening in Leo. So, just like Aquarius, I'm going to explain Leo energy to the best of my ability. Leo is a fire energy. These are both fixed signs. Fixed air, all about intellect, all about, you know, swift movement and thought, mental stability. You have the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords, very mental stability people. That's Aquarius. So the fixed fire, all about passion. The 5th house is about pleasure. You know, it's oftentimes where we can find the soulmates, things like that. So, you know, this is your common opposition. To me, Leo and Aquarius are that child in the parental figure. Aquarius is that, you know, more so scheduled and mature. Yeah, you have to be a pretty mature person to focus on your community and to focus on humanity at large, you know. Very mature, very big picture seeing person. 11th house. So opposite that is more so a singularity, you know, children. I often, you know, a lot of astrologers talk about how Leo is the child. It's the child of the sun, you know, it's the divine child. That's Leo. So the children in us, you know, we all were children once, right? So the childlike tendencies in our heart, that's another thing about Leo, is that it's matters of the heart. Okay, Leo rules the heart chakra. It rules passion. Where does passion come from? The heart, right? So there are these heart connections, and our heart chakras need to be open, you guys. We need, there's tons of meditation that we could do. You just type in heart chakra meditation on YouTube, and there you go. You're already rocking and rolling with the universe, and you have your intents clear. So around this solar eclipse, I'm definitely going to be writing some empowering words about love. I'm going to be doing a lot of heart chakra meditations, a lot of heart chakra releases, and energy releases, and just making sure that my heart is, free with no energy attached to it. The heart is a very sensitive organ. It's a very important organ to us, and it's almost like our brains and our heart. These eclipses are using our mental stability, especially with Mercury retrograde, and it's also using our heart. So this is your typical mind and heart opposition. So we're going to have to first go through this moon on the 7th, which is when we're going to learn all about this mental. It's air. We're going to learn this air energy first. And then Leo, this is when the heart comes in. This is when it's a great time for romance. It's a great, well, to at least reflect on that, to write out what love means to you. That's the type of stuff I'll be doing around the 21st. I'll write out what makes me passionate. What am I passionate about? What makes my heart beat faster? What do I feel about the heart? What do I feel about love? And I might write down everything that I can think about that I love. And, everything that causes me pleasure, everything that takes me back to being a child and just being free like Leo and optimistic and positive, It's just, we have to remember how it felt to be children, you guys, when we just picked up a rock and called it Bob, and when we just went with what we felt. Kids are so honest. Give me a piece of candy. I want more. I'm hungry right now. Kids are awesome. Kids are real. Kids are the best at picking up on vibrations. That's why Leo is so divine, because they're a child at heart, is what I mean to say. So around the 21st, you guys, after we do the work with the 11th house, 7th energy, we are going to be doing some things with the heart chakra. Love, passion, things like that, going to be at an all-time high. So that's basically what I'm going to be doing around these eclipses, because, eclipses are interesting, especially because the sun is going to be blocked and we're supposed to be able to see this. I live in Michigan, so I'm hoping it'll be a clear night that I could at least see these things. But one thing I know about full moons and eclipses is that it doesn't matter if you can't see them. You can definitely feel them because the moon is there regardless. So, these energies are definitely coming this month, and it would be interesting to apply these energies to the house that it's happening in for you. So just to use myself as an example, Leo is 6 signs from me. So I have a 12th house eclipse coming up in Aquarius and a 6th house energy coming up in Leo, and it should work like that for you. That's how cool astrology is. 6 and 12 are opposite in astrology. It's Virgo and Pisces. So whatever energies you're going through, they should be opposite houses for you. That's just how a circle works when you cut it into equal parts. So as far as the 21st solar eclipse goes, I'm definitely going to be applying this to my lifestyle. What makes me passionate about my lifestyle? What makes me feel childlike? What do I do in my life that is childlike? And in a good way. This isn't childish behavior like you're so childish. No, it's a good thing to be childlike. We lose this part of ourselves, when we grow up and stuff like that. So this is like a Peter Pan energy, and we're definitely in Never Never Land. We're definitely, So yes, at the solar eclipse, I will be doing that. I will be focusing on my lifestyle, the childlike wonders in my lifestyle, things like that. It's totally freestyle, this type of stuff, you guys. I just take a piece of paper and just kind of write whatever I feel compelled to write, But I know that these eclipses are really intense, and that's why I'm trying to break it down, even for my own self, just to understand what it could mean for me as a soul, So I know that subconsciously there's a lot of energies I need to clear out of my subconscious for the universe's greatest good. And as far as my passionate, and that's interesting, it's true for me. If you actually sit down and think about this stuff and where certain things fall at in your houses, you'll be amazed at how accurate it is to your life, because I've been lacking passion in my life. I need more compassion and passionate in my life. I need to be more childlike. with all this serious energy going on, it can be very easy for us to get so logical and so adult-like with all this stress and all this worry. But we have to be careful not to lose the most precious part of ourselves, which is that child that never grows up inside our hearts, which is Leo energy, right? So we definitely, all of us have some 11th house and 5th house energy to do. It's just about finding where Aquarius is in your chart. It's about finding how far away Aquarius is from you. And remember, you have to count your sign. So you have to count your sign as one. It's not like a game piece where, the first move is 1 and then 2. No, you have to count where you're at. And then the first time you move is your second step, basically, because you are a step. So if I'm finding out how many signs Gemini is from me, Pisces is a step, Aries is a step, Taurus is a step, and Gemini is a step. So Gemini is my 4th house on the zodiac wheel, you see? So it'd be very interesting to find out where these energies are taking place. It's even more interesting to if you guys are into astrology, and you get into your natal houses, okay? For instance, I don't have any Aquarius or Leo houses. So I know that this energy is very significant for me. It's probably why I'm recording a video about it right now, because I feel I'm definitely not unaffected by this energy because I have Aquarius and Leo in houses in the universe, on the zodiac wheel. But as far as my actual natal chart when I was born, I don't have any Leo or Aquarius houses. Those are called empty houses. So this has been interesting for me. But I do have Mars in Leo and Aquarius, Venus. So, and I have Mercury and Venus. So my Mercury and my Venus are opposite my Mars. Yay! And I definitely feel that in my life a lot. So my head and my heart, Mercury and Mars, always battling. Typical head and heart opposition, So it'd be interesting to find out where Leo is and Aquarius is in your chart and apply these eclipses to that also. And guys, just remember, these eclipses are divinely orchestrated. This was meant to happen in August. There are certain new beginnings and certain, opportunities that can only come when the sun and the moon learn from each other. They're constantly bouncing off of each other in our natural universe. The sun rises, the moon comes out at night, but this time they're actually getting ready to mingle a little bit. So it's very important for us to remain open about the lessons and the new beginnings, the endings that we're being encouraged to let go of and encouraged to embrace. It's letting go and it's embracing. It's being aware. It's hiding. So this is basically the coming out of what's been hiding. The moon pairing with the sun is basically things surfacing. You know how what goes up must come down, and what's done in the dark must come to the light. This is these energies. So it's best to embrace this. The only way through this is to find out our individual responsibilities, to sit down, reflect, meditate on where these energies are happening for us. And then that is when we'll have a better understanding of the areas in life that are being eclipsed. Okay? So I felt like it was really important to record this video. And I don't really have time to go through each sign, but of course if you have a little difficulty getting your natal chart or finding out where Leo and Aquarius are from you on the zodiac wheel, I'd be more than happy to help you. I love astrology. I love this universe energy. I'm always talking about space and weird topics, so feel free to hit me up on here or on Instagram, on Facebook. I'm always on social media, connecting spiritually with people. And I would love to talk more about these eclipses, you guys. They're very, very important, and let it be known. It's August 4th right now. So we have literally stepped in to these eclipse cycles today, because they say that a moon can be felt 3 days before, the day of, and 3 days after. So it's the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, we're 3 days away from this eclipse. So we have very much invited these energies into our life when we woke up this morning. Our bodies can feel it. Our spiritual auras know what's going on. It's just our human brain that's going to have a little bit of trouble understanding things this intense. But like I said, I'm here to talk with any of you guys. I'm very open to spirituality and spiritual discussion, so I would love to talk about this more. If anyone has any other additional information, feel free to comment below and hit me up. I would love to learn more about these eclipses, you guys. But that is what I can channel right now about it. Those are my feelings. These are the notes that I took, and I really hope it was relatable and helpful. And I honestly hope and pray and send good energy to everyone watching this. Beautiful balance of light and dark energy for these eclipses happening on the 7th and the 21st. I'm wishing all of you a very blessed August, and we will talk more in my next video in September. All right, have a great day and a very powerful month, you guys. Life is changing, shifts happening.